Which camera do I look at? Okay. Hi, Hytham. Hello? Hytham? Waiting for the green light to go on. Is the green light going on? Question mark. There's no sound. I'm trying to figure it out.
No green light today.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure.
Okay, but there's no sound. I can't hear him. He can't hear me.
Ask him, can he hear you?
Hytham, can you hear me? Is your audio on? We are trying to connect with our first guest, Hytham Khatib. Hopefully we'll have the sound on shortly. Well, let's get started and let's pan out the technological glitch in a moment. The values that uplift the spirit are revealed as worthless because these values are not compatible during the concrete conflicts in which many are dying, starving, and homeless. Culture and art cannot ignore the destruction of spirit, of the right to live in the cruel seas, refugee camps, and bombed ruins of the Eastern Mediterranean region and other places in the world. My guest today is Hytham Khatib from Portugal. And as we're trying to get him here on the air, I will tell you a little bit about him. Khatib is a creative co-director in 2 theater productions related to our projects in Detroit, which is called Mitli Mitlak, Like You, Like Me. And he has performed in shadow theater at the Casa de Achada Cultural Center of Mario Dionisio in Lisbon, Portugal, and the world the world is a stage with the Arena Theater Ensemble directed by Marco Martins at the Trinidad Theater in Lisbon. These productions featured Khatib's refugee story, which we wrote for him initially so he would be able to show it to other people. And Hytham Khatib has directed, before that, he had directed and acted at the National Theater in Damascus and was responsible for having put up many successful productions in the Central Theater.
Tell him to call in.
Hytham, if you can hear me, put your hand up. Okay, we need you to call by telephone. Can you call us? Can you call us? If you can call us, put your hand up. Yes. I'm going to try calling Hytham myself. Grassroots.
Yeah, just hold it by this, put it on speakerphone.
Okay. Let's see if I can get him here on WhatsApp. Hang on. Hytham, I'm calling you. Hytham, answer your phone. Your phone, your telephone. Okay, we got the message across from Detroit to Lisbon, waiting for Hytham Khatib to join us here. Please answer the phone. Answer the phone. Hi, Hytham. I got you on the phone. Hi, Hytham. We're on the air. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
All right, you can hear me. I don't know. I'm waiting for tech to tell me how to proceed with this. Can you, Hytham, can you fix the sound on your computer?
Yes, of course.
Can you?
The voice at the phone, it's not very clear.
Okay.
And,
Tell him to call here.
He can't call here because he's a refugee in Lisbon, so he doesn't have that kind of, privilege to call America. So I'm sorry, he can't call here. But anyway, okay. I don't know. Hytham, is there any way you can call us here at the station?
to the station?
I gave you. You have the number. You have the number. You have the number in your email, I think.
Yes, but I can't make this kind of call. I don't have possibility to make international calls.
Go how? Okay. All right. So 1 second.
Just go. Just do the show.
All right. Here we go. We're going to start the show. Tech or no tech. Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi, Hytham. I'm going to keep you on the phone because we can't do anything else for today. So it's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Let me tell the public about your story, and then I will ask you some questions, and I will relate it to the public. I'm so glad you're here today, and I have a surprise for you at the end of the show as well. So since we don't have sound with you, I'll first tell your story, and then I will ask you a question, and we'll relay it to the public. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So here we go. During the Civil War, civilians like Hytham Khatib spent long stretches of time in darkness without electricity, without water or other resources, and in the heat of summer, he slept on the floor, only daring to go outside to find bits of food. During sleepless nights, he was haunted by the childhood memories of the first time that he had seen refugees. He could not shake the vision of a tired little boy who had lost his parents. The orphan boy had arrived on a bus from Aleppo. Only a few of the people from the child's village of 40,000 had actually survived the massive explosions by Israeli fire. They wept, clinging to their meager belongings, tied inside of shawls, with the Secret Service men checking their IDs to catch the wanted. So Haytham Khatib says that to maintain his sanity, he did shadow theater in the darkness, concentrating on the movements of his body and hands with only a kerosene lamp, as in the old traditional way. The flame of the lamp would dance, which caused multiple levels of brightness on the screen, and the creative work, which began as a coping mechanism, led to his current work in shadow theater. And I'm going to now integrate Haytham here. Haytham, can you explain to me how you developed your work in shadow theater, when you started in Syria during the war, making shadows on the wall, and what you're doing with it today?
When the words are not enough for making any expression, when you can't describe what you feel by words, you have to find other way.
Okay, so Haytham says that there was something beyond words that he could not describe, and so he had to find another way. Go on, Haytham.
Yes, exactly. Normally, I have a problem with the words during my life, during my work. Usually in formal theater, when I was working in National Theater of Damascus, I replace the word with something, with showing something different by on stage, like
yes,
like I don't know how to explain in English. This is my problem with words.
Yeah.
Yes, the expression of the bodies, the lights, the what we have on stage on theater normally.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make expression,
mm-hmm.
to put my feeling, my vision in other ways, not in words.
Yes.
And the words come in the end when it's there is no other way.
Yes, I understand completely. It reminds me of, a lot of movement artists would say the same as you. They initially started what they do in movement or in dance and mime because there was not enough words in the vocabulary of any language to describe what, something that is beyond everything. So so what have you been doing in Lisbon? Explain to me, where has your shadow theater work led, and tell us about the productions that you did recently.
I made, since I come to Lisbon, many shadow theater, with starting with workshop in Casa da Achada, Centros Cultural of Mario Dionisio.
Yes. And what is it about?
I made very short show with poetry of Mario Dionisio. It was very good to me to have subject speak about freedom. It was impossible at my country home.
Yeah. Okay. What I really want to get into, though, is really want to get into the relation between what you lived in your life and what you're expressing on stage. So I'm gonna tell the public. I'm gonna give them a little examples of what you've lived through your having been, thrust out of your country due to the situation and what kind of things you had to endure. You were, a normal person, an artist with a job and with a family, with a home, and living in the Four Seasons, reading books, having friends, dreaming, and then suddenly the bombs started dropping, and then you became, in a way, something else, right? You transformed, right? And what I want to do in this session is um, almost like try to open the door to another transformation. So I'm going to read a little bit more here to the public about what you had told us in previous interviews. And then we're going to do something very different. I'm going to have you close your eyes, and we're going to go on a kind of another route to see what we can do. Just a moment.
Okay.
So Haitham fled Syria in 2016, and it was the very night after his life was threatened, and he took a light bundle of essentials, knowing that he would be walking long distances in rough terrain. And when I mean long distances, I mean weeks, from country to country, walking from country to country, and in mountains at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, and in cold and windy conditions, and then sometimes rainy conditions, and then sometimes very hot conditions. So he left also without contacting his family in order to protect them. And he did say that they were giving him strength. Just the thought of them is what gave him strength most of the time. And then by way of traffickers, Khatib, like groups of other refugees, walked again from country to country, finally arriving on the Turkish shores from Syria to Turkey. From there, an inflatable boat that usually fits a handful of people was stuffed with 80 people in it, a plastic inflatable boat that you buy at the toy store. And the country that they rode from Turkey to Greece, making the perilous Mediterranean passage, and to Greece, which was the country of his asylum. And Khatib, he couldn't swim, and many refugees perished on the way. I recall what some refugees had said. They said that we're going to die anyway. The bombs are dropping all the time, and they would say, if I had to choose, I'd rather die by sea anyway. So that's something also that can help a person understand why people make the perilous passage. And when Khatib finally arrived at the border of Greece and Macedonia, the United Nations suddenly shut off the border, and Khatib and the other refugees had to endure deplorable conditions in temporary shelters. They went 20 days without food. The babies were very ill, he recalled, and some refugees were taken to jails, and where the toilets were overflowing and the cells were flooded, and water was almost knee-high. Stray cats were giving birth on sheetless cots, and they were also told that they were not allowed in the country. They should go back to their own country. I met Haitham Khatib in a refugee camp where I worked. It was a squat, actually. It was there was an activist there who lived in Greece, though he was originally from Syria, and he was an artist, and his name was Castro Dakdush, a painter. And he couldn't bear to see what was happening to the Syrian people, and he spoke the language, so he could communicate with them as well. And he ended up just squatting some empty buildings in Athens, which there are a lot of empty buildings in Athens because they had the entire financial collapse at that time. So there were, on every street there were abandoned buildings. And So he took over a school, actually, and then once he took over the school, he negotiated with the local government, and then they sort of worked together when they saw that it was running smoothly and that it was kind of okay. And unlike the other official camps, the refugees here had food, they had clothing, they had mattresses, they had medical care. They had people volunteering in a very diligent way, and the refugees themselves were able to cook the food and organize the space, so they didn't feel like such prisoners. And then the children would all congregate in the playground, and you never know, it may have been one of the highlights of their life. And what in our previous conversations, Hytham had said, in Athens, I started to meet people and to make something beautiful happen. I needed a sense of beauty to restore balance. He said the memory of beauty was gone. So you can imagine that in your mind, that you have no access to any memories of any beauty, because around you has been such violence and horror and sheer ugliness, that you haven't seen anything like that touches you, that makes you think that it's beautiful, in such a long time, that you don't even have the memory of beauty. And so he, of course, he can't get rid of the horrible memories of war and Exodus, but he says that he tried to make new memories, and he was doing that in a conscious way. He said to himself, my God, every day I'm having memories and memories of horrible things. So what I have to do is I have to live now in a way as to create new memories that are really beautiful, thinking that, then the day will come when that becomes an island of memory, and then the memories will be beautiful at that time. And he talks about having conducted theater workshops with the refugees at this refugee camp himself. Since he was a theater director, he also took the initiative to try to prompt up some programs for the children. And there I met him, and we became involved in the direction of the play Mitli Mitlak that is taking place in Detroit right now. And he said that the work saved him, and that without it, he would have been completely broken. So now give me one more minute, maybe two. I'm going to go into Mitli Mitlak a little bit, and then from there, we're going to start our new transformation live on the air. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. It is streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch and Periscope. So hopefully you can please be with us in this Detroit endeavor, and like it, share it, and please leave us any comment, even just a hello. Any comments whatsoever, don't hesitate, and you can be sure that we will be aware of them. Okay, so this is from Act 1, Scene 1 of Mitli Mitlak, which is going on now in Detroit as a project. This is the written script that was written in that refugee camp while Hytham was there as a kind of my co-partner, co-director in this. And from all the stories from that refugee camp, we rehearsed it together in an abandoned building, of course. And I would like to share with you a little bit of the script outcome after having listened to Hytham's story, and then kind of just creating this thing. This is the character of Ruba, who is in her house alone during the Civil War, and the line between her reality and dream is kind of becoming erased, and she's dividing herself for company. She doesn't have freedom. She can't go out, and she's young, and she wants to live, and she wants to see how she is and discover who she is and how she is with other people around. She wants to dance. She wants to, walk down the street. She just wants to, be free. And so in her state of solitude, um, she is in postures of broken dreams where phantasms are kind of appearing in the space. And then she has a party with herself. And she also becomes then a half animal. She's finding the animal of her being. And then she designates this as the kind of like the character of Pan, the half human, half goat that plays the flutes, which is the base of trance music. And this is Pan, Rubab, who transforms into Pan. And Pan is saying, I see a group of refugees walking in the mountains. They ran away from their homes. They watched their families die from chemical weapons. One step at a time. Each step is a victory. Some have fallen. It's getting late. They can't bury the dead. They still have the ashes in their mouths from the bombs, and in their eyes, in their hair. The wind is blowing hard. It's getting cold. At 4 a.m, they arrive in Damascus. They're hungry. They're thirsty. It's raining. Going to the border of Lebanon before dawn. They get to the city center of Beirut. There they see a group of women without shoes. No, no, without clothes. People are hidden on their balconies. Throw them blankets from the apartment buildings. She thought she would be like the princess, but he was just using her for the journey. He blindfolded her as her mother watched her being taken on his boat of slaves. He's licking her face. She will lose her virginity at the same time that he rips off her lips. And he chews them and eats her lips. He eats her breasts. He bites her and he chews. And the character of Ruba goes twirling in circles through the space with that high-pitched tone, and she's twirling and twirling, and then she terminates by lying on a rock, transforming into a mermaid at sea and calling to the ships, just with the sound of her voice, which I won't do it, but I'll try to just give you a little taste of what Hytham and I put together. And she was kind of lying on the rock, very like lying like a mermaid. And actually these words are from Shakespeare, but it's the mermaid song. Full fathom 5, thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. And the song goes on. Then Ruba suddenly notices that the reflection in the mirror is kind of looking at her, and the reflection starts talking. My name is Ruba. And your name is Ruba too. Me, Ruba. You, Ruba. Mama, Ruba. Grandma, Ruba. Ruba, Ruba, Ruba. I love the way you dance. And you are very intelligent, and you're much more intelligent than you make yourself out to be. And you have a bigger heart than you know. And I love the way you make friends. And you look all around to find how to experience life and live from the moment. And I love the way you analyze everything that's happening around you. You are, but most of all, I love so much more than anything the way you. Why are you so sad? I see you. I'm your mirror. And I accept you. I never lie. I, her, she. Get out of here, you. She's tickling me. Stop it. We don't are dead. But you are alive. So, So, Haitham, I would like you to close your eyes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I would.
Yes.
Okay.
Please be closer to your phone. Sometimes the
Will
voice
do.
is not
Will
much.
do. Will do. Will do. Okay. I need you to, if you can, you don't have to do it, but well, this is what I propose. I would like you to close your eyes
Yes.
and envision the don't say yes anymore. Just close your eyes and envision Haitham Khatib, the realized self, the self of all of life that sees everything, that knows everything, this butterfly with big spiritual wings, who knows, who already, even when you were living what you were living, this Haitham, he knew you were going to live all of that. He knows everything already that you're going to live, that you didn't live yet, but he knows what he's going to live. So let this realized self, this higher being, watch you, and let this higher being be the one who speaks. Let this butterfly of yourself speak to this Haitham now in this time. And please be that higher being with your eyes closed and tell us about the current things that you're living, about love, about how, for example, what happened when you needed the people from the theater and when you couldn't go anywhere. Just let your higher being talk about it.
Yes. I was lucky since my first relation in Syria to be in real love, and it was very spiritual love. It's start from spiritual communication. Then I lost my love. I lost the girl lost her life at the prison of
Torture.
Syrian regime.
Yes.
And I discovered out later she paid her life for protect me, for protect my life.
Oh, I see.
The regime catch her for forcing me to return, and she refused to make the call to me.
Oh my
to make
God.
the trap.
Mm-hmm.
And it, I knew that only in my dreams.
Oh
only
my God.
when I travel out of the world. I met her spirit, and her spirit told me that I didn't know before.
Mm-hmm.
That happened after emotional shock here with love in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
That I loved a girl, Portuguese girl, and I tried to start the relation as I did before, from spiritual communication, not bad communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she doesn't know how to do something like that. I think
Remember
she
to
told
be.
me 4 years, and after 4 years of love, she went. She started other relation with
Another person.
yes, with other person. and she built the relation as they do here normally, starting from the bed, and that caused me heart attack. While this heart attack, I traveled very far. It was 4 minutes. My heart was
stopped
for 4 minutes or 3. And these 3 minutes, I felt like I was many hours out travel and meet other spirits out in the cloud of the light. I spoke to the angel, and I spoke to my Syrian girl. My Syrian girl told me at this trip she paid her life for protect my life. And sorry. And I don't know if as artist I can't be well without I think or at my culture, at my personality, love and peace are one thing. Or one of is the way of the other one. We can't find peace without love, and we can't find love without peace. That's what I mean. And I don't know really if I have to complete my trip in this life at this way. I don't know really what I have to do at this side. I know I need to. I don't know. It's I am unable again to describe my emotion by words. Again.
Yes.
Again.
Okay. All right. Okay, Haitham. I'm okay. I think I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about on psychological terms. It's not my place to do that, and I didn't expect even this testimony right now, and but you have endured so much. Okay, so your strength is being built in a very special way. Only you know these things. Most people don't know these things.
Yes.
And if, you know, let your higher spiritual being who is already knowing, nothing is a surprise to your higher spiritual being. Even sometimes he laughs at you when he sees you and watches you doing things, you know? Because he knows what's coming next. And he knows that even in this horrible, you know,
experiments.
Yes, that there are always balancing with beautiful things. And it's your place maybe not to be happy and not to be sad. Maybe it's just to be in the middle and just find this peace. And you know that you can't, you're not, so what, anyway, this is a long process, but what I'd like to get to now is I would like to be a part of the transformation with Mediterranean Fire. So what I am going to offer you are 3 things. But first, let me tell you, if you've come on recently, we are watching WJZZ, Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, and you're all a part of it. So we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. And so please feel free to like, share, and comment. As you can see, we're trying to do something very high energy and that we don't see every day here.
Can I tell you something?
You would
Very
like to
fast.
tell us something? Yes.
Yes. I am. I wasn't like that yesterday. I was happier, but I received yesterday very bad news about a friend of me.
Mm-hmm.
She's an actress from Syria, and she died yesterday only,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a crime. There is a person killed her in Sweden, but the police doesn't know nothing yet.
Okay.
And
I'm
her
sorry.
name is Raifa Aris. She died yesterday only.
I'm so sorry for you. Yes, I'm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have no words either, and she's probably in a better place. You can probably feel that she's not here anymore. She's somewhere else now. And she was your friend, and she was here. And war is a horrible, horrible thing. There's no excuse whatsoever that people are buying and selling and creating these huge mechanisms that are only designed to drop from the sky, to explode and kill people in vast territories. We have that in this life on this earth. I don't know. Yeah, let's not go there now. We're not going to get political. Let's just okay. What I need to offer you something, and you're the first recipient of this award, and this is going to be an annual award. Let me bring it up for you from down here. So here you have. This is an award to you from Mediterranean Fire. And it is the Light at the End of the Tunnel Award for artistic dedication, talent, and endurance. And so we will send it to you in the mail. Okay. The other thing, the other news I have for you is that you said that since all these kind of things are taking a toll on you physically, and you need to spend all your money on medicine and rent, and then you just squabble to get any kind of food you can at the moment as a refugee in Lisbon. Mediterranean Fire has opted to send you every month that minimal amount of money that will enable you to eat healthy food. And
thank you. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. And the third thing we're going to do is, since you said that since you were sick and your body couldn't move, that the theater group that you were working with, you felt that they kind of ignored you and left you there instead of putting you in the next shows. We're going to give you a grant so that you can direct your own show, and you'll choose the actors that you want. It's just a small independent production, but it is related to the script of Mitli Mitlak, and I'd like us to, because you just told us what's happening with you, and I would just like to share with the public what the storyline of this is, because I think you could really express what is beyond words about all this that you've just described right now in this act. So let me see. So this scene is this character again, Ruba. She is taunting suicide, and she doesn't know if she's playing or if it's real. And someone is trying to stop her from doing this. But as he's taking the knife from her, she accidentally jumps in the wrong direction and goes into the knife, and she dies. And he ends up killing the woman that he loves that way. And so the scene is Ruba's spirit leaves her body and is dancing towards the out of life. And there in the out of life, there are beings of the light. But however, with time, we discover that they're not real, the real beings of the light. They were just pretending to be the light. And so they were like puppet controllers. They have long strings, and they were manipulating Ruba's dead body, making it walk, making it talk, making it smile, making it only the body do things. And so it turns out that these are really the soul annihilating monsters who are hungry for a soul and who want to take a soul and put it inside of them so that they can have a soul too. And they've been sitting there for 2,000 years. And just as they have Ruba's spirit in their grips and ready to suck her in like a mouse in their trap, then the real beings of the light appear, and the battle between light and darkness ensues. And the light will win because the light is the light, and the light always wins. And that is why it is the light. And they carry Ruba's soul into the hall of double truth. So that's a description of the scene that you're receiving a grant to produce over there. And we'll be connecting with you here in Detroit with the rest of Mitli Mitlak, and we'll see how we can how we're going to tie it together with the Detroit project. I'd like to tell everybody out there, if you would like to contribute or sponsor Haitham Khatib in any way whatsoever, even communicate with him. If you'd like an interview with him, or if you would like to help pay for his expenses, or give a sum of money, or anything you want, then please contact us here at WJZZ. You can do that in various forms by commenting in the comments bar. You can contact us through personal messaging. You can call, and we'll be ready to embrace your ideas. So hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, Haitham Khatib.
Thank you.
All the light and strength to you, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.